Grinding in silence hurts because success decides who stays. If you are working hard and it feels like nobody is on your side, this video is meant for you. You wake up early, you push yourself, you stay focused, yet the support you expected is missing. Friends feel distant. Conversations feel empty. Sometimes it feels like people only watch and never help. That feeling can slowly make you doubt yourself. Here is the truth. Most people never tell you. Until you win, people are unsure about you. They do not hate you. They are not evil. They are waiting. Human beings trust outcomes, not effort. They respect proof, not promises. That is why grinding in silence feels lonely. This video will explain why no one is really your friend until you win, and why that is not something to be angry about. You will understand why silence protects you, why working alone builds strength, and why attention suddenly shows up after results appear. If you have ever felt confused by people's behavior while you are trying to improve your life, stay till the end. Once you understand this truth, silence will stop breaking you and start building you. Number 1, grind silently. Because praise follows winners. People often ask why effort done quietly matters so much. And the answer is not complex. It is human behavior. People respond to outcomes, not intentions. They run to what they can see, touch, and measure. They do not wake up inspired by your plans or your struggle or your long nights. They wake up interested in results. That is not cruel. It is natural. Human attention follows proof. Human respect follows evidence. That is why grinding in silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. Most people want support at the beginning. They want encouragement before results. They want agreement before progress. But human nature does not work that way. People wait to see if you are serious. They watch if you last. They observe if you quit when things feel heavy. Silence during this phase is powerful because it removes distraction and false hope. It forces you to rely on your own standards instead of other people's opinions. When effort is quiet, your mind becomes sharper. There is no pressure to perform for anyone else. There is no need to explain delays. There is no urge to impress. You work because the work needs to be done. That builds a strong inner structure. Discipline grows faster in private. Focus becomes deeper when nobody is watching. Lilus strips away the desire for approval and replaces it with the need for progress. Praise is a strange thing. It shows up late. It never arrives on time. It does not clap for preparation. It claps for completion. People celebrate winners because winners prove something. They prove consistency. They prove patience. They prove the ability to keep going when no one cared. That proof changes how people speak to you. It changes how they treat your ideas. It changes how your time is valued. Before winning, people question you. They doubt your direction. They give advice you did not ask for. They tell you to slow down. They tell you to be realistic. After winning, those same people say they always believed. This is not hypocrisy. It is psychology. People feel safe supporting success. Success removes their risk. It gives them confidence that their support is not wasted. Grinding silently protects your energy. Every explanation costs energy. Every argument drains focus. Every attempt to convince someone steals time from your goal. Silence keeps your energy where it belongs, on the work, on improvement, on daily action. Quiet effort allows you to wake up, focused, and out of sleep, tired in a good way. Tired from effort, not from noise. Many friendships are built on comfort, not growth. Comfort disappears when someone around you starts changing fast. Growth makes people uncomfortable. It reminds them of promises they delayed. It highlights effort they avoided. Silence reduces that tension. When you grow quietly, you avoid unnecessary resistance. You allow people to adjust on their own time. People respect confidence that does not need an audience. They trust results that speak without explanation. When success arrives quietly, it feels solid. It feels earned. It carries weight. Loud promises carry no weight. Quiet results do. That is why winners do not need to announce themselves. Their presence changes the room. Their work answers questions before they are asked. Grinding in silence teaches patience. Progress, it feels invisible at first. Days pass with no feedback. Weeks pass with no praise. That is where most people stop. They date quiet for failure. They assume nothing is happening because nothing is being said. But growth is not loud in the beginning. Skills improve quietly. Strength builds quietly. Confidence develops quietly. Silence also reveals who you really are. Without attention, you meet your habits honestly. You see how you act when no one is clapping. You learn whether your drive is real or borrowed. This is important because borrowed motivation disappears quickly. Internal motivation lasts. It grows stronger when tested. Quiet days. People think winning changes everything. Winning does not change who you are. It reveals who you were becoming. If you built discipline before winning, you keep it after. If you built character before winning, it shows after. If you chased attention before winning, you will chase it after. Silence before success shapes your future behavior. Praise after winning feels different when you earned it privately. It does not control you. It does not inflate you. It does not distract you. You appreciate it, but you do not depend it. That is freedom. The freedom to continue growing without needing permission. The freedom to choose your next challenge calmly. Human loyalty is often conditional. It follows strength and direction. People align with those who know where they are going. Silence allows you to figure that out without pressure. You define your values privately. You decide your pace. You choose your standards. By the time others notice, you are already steady. There is also peace in silent effort. No comparison, no rushing to keep up with others, no anxiety about being seen. You move at your own speed. You correct mistakes quietly. You improve without embarrassment. That peace creates consistency. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Many people fear silence because it feels lonely. But loneliness seen in growth is temporary. It is a season, not a sentence. It passes when results appear. And when it passes, you are stronger because you carried yourself through it. You did not need cheering to keep going. You trusted your process. Praise that comes after winning is not the goal, it is the confirmation. The real reward is who you become while no one is watching. Strong habits, clear thinking, emotional control, self-trust. These stay with you longer than applause ever will. People who grind silently learn to listen more. They observe patterns. They study behavior. They understand timing. They notice who shows up early and who arrives late. They learn not to confuse interest with commitment. This awareness protects them later when success attracts attention. When praise finally comes, it often comes fast. Suddenly messages change. Suddenly advice turns into questions. Suddenly time becomes available. This is when wisdom matters. Silent grinders do not rush to accept everything. They remember the quiet days. They choose carefully. They value alignment over popularity. Winning does not mean everyone becomes your friend. It means people recognize your effort. Recognition is different from connection. Silence teaches you that difference early. It teaches you to build real support slowly and intentionally. Grinding silently is not about hiding. It is about focusing. It is about respecting the process. It is about understanding. And people respond to outcomes. When you accept this truth, you stop feeling disappointed by lack of support. You stop taking doubt personally. You stop needing reassurance. You wake up knowing where needs to be done. You do it. You repeat it, day after day, quietly, calmly, with purpose. And one day results show up, not by surprise, by design. At that point, praise feels earned, not needed. Attention feels optional, not required. You speak when it matters. You move when it counts. You stand steady because your foundation was built in silence. This is the truth about grinding in silence. It is not about mowing others wrong. It is about proving yourself capable. Praise follows winners because winners first followed their work. Number 2, accept people doubt you before success. People doubting you before success is not an attack on your character. It is a reflection of how the human mind works. Most people do not trust potential. They trust patterns they already recognize. When they look at you, they see who you have been, not who you are becoming. That gap creates doubt. It is uncomfortable for them to imagine a future version of you that has not yet arrived. Doubt shows up quietly at first. It sounds like concern. It feels like advice. It often comes from people close to you. They ask questions that make you pause. They suggest safer choices. They point out risks more than opportunities. They may even say they are just being honest. In their mind, they are protecting you. In reality, they are protecting their understanding of the world. Human beings prefer predictability. When someone around them breaks a familiar pattern, it creates tension. If you were always one way and now you are moving differently, it challenges their expectation. Doubt becomes their way of restoring balance. By questioning you, they reassure themselves that the old version of you still exists. This is why doubt hurts more before success than after. Before success, there is no proof to lean on. You are carrying a vision alone. You feel excitement mixed with uncertainty. When doubt enters during this stage, it feels personal. It feels like rejection. But it is not rejection of you as a person. It is rejection of uncertainty. Most people are not trained to support growth in its early stages. They support outcomes. They support stability. They support what feels safe. When success is visible, doubt disappears because the risk disappears. The same people who questioned your path now feel comfortable acknowledging it. Their mind relaxes because the unknown has turned into something familiar. Understanding this truth changes how you respond. You stop arguing. You stop defending every decision. You stop needing approval. You realize doubt is part of the process, not a sign to quit. You learn to listen without absorbing. You hear words, but you do not let them rewrite your direction. Doubt also tests your commitment. When nobody is certain, but you can, you still move forward. That moment builds inner strength. It forces you to ask honest questions. Do I believe in this enough to continue alone? Do I trust my judgment enough to act without agreement? These questions shape your identity. Many people quit not because the goal was wrong, but because doubt became too loud. They mistook doubt for wisdom. They assumed resistance meant danger. But growth always meets resistance, not because it is wrong, but because it is new. Accepting doubt does not mean ignoring feedback completely. It means separating fear-based opinions from constructive input. Some advice is rooted in experience. Some is rooted in limitation. Learning to tell the difference is a skill developed over time. Silence helps you develop that skill. When you accept doubt without resentment, you gain emotional control. You stop reacting. You stop explaining yourself repeatedly. You conserve energy. Emotional control is critical because doubt often errants when progress is slow. It tries to push you into urgency or fear. Calm keeps you steady. There is also humility in accepting doubt. You understand that others cannot see what you see. You do not expect them to. You release them from that responsibility. This reduces frustration. It allows relationships to continue without constant tension. You stop demanding understanding from people who are not walking your path. Doubt teaches patience. You learn to wait for results to speak. You realize words rarely change minds. Evidence does. Time does. Consistency. When you focus on daily actions instead of opinions, you move faster internally, even if progress looks slow externally. People who succeed often say the quiet period was the hardest, not because the work was impossible, but because belief had to exist without reinforcement. There were no cheers, no validation, just daily effort and unanswered questions. That period strengthens belief muscles. It builds confidence that does not depend on external agreement. Accepting doubt also sharpens your focus. You stop sharing unfinished ideas. You become selective with conversation. You choose environments that support growth instead of debate. This protects momentum. Momentum is fragile early on. Doubt can break it if allowed too close. It is important to remember that doubt does not mean people want you to fail. Most people are not against you. They are simply unfamiliar with your direction. They speak from what they know. Expecting them to understand something they have not experienced creates disappointment. Releasing that expectation creates peace. When success finally arrives, doubt transforms. It turns into curiosity. People start asking how you did it. They want details. They want guidance. This shift can feel confusing if you hold on to old emotions. Accepting doubt early helps you welcome this change without bitterness. You also learn not to become the doubter later. When you see someone else starting something new, you remember your own early days. You choose encouragement over skepticism. You understand how powerful belief can be, even when results are not yet visible. Doubt before success also prepares you for pressure after success. If you learn to trust yourself without support, you will not crumble under attention. If you learn to think independently, you will not chase opinions. This stability is rare and valuable. Accepting doubt is an internal agreement. You tell yourself that uncertainty from others will not decide your uns. You allow discomfort without panic. You continue working while questions remain unanswered. This is maturity. There will be days when doubt sounds convincing, when fatigue makes you question yourself, when progress feels slow. On those days, remembering this truth matters. Doubt is not evidence. It is noise created by unfamiliarity. Returning to your daily actions quiets that noise. Progress is often uneven. Some days feel productive, others feel flat. Doubt feeds on flat days. Acceptance prevents overreaction. You stay consistent instead of emotional. Consistency beats intensity over time. Human psychology rewards what it recognizes. Until success appears, your effort is invisible to most people. Accepting this prevents bitterness. You stop taking invisibility personally. You know what you are doing even if others do not. When you accept doubt, you also accept responsibility. There is no one to blame, no one to convince, just work to do. This responsibility builds strength. It turns you inward for answers instead of outward for approval. Eventually results show. When they do, the memory of doubt fades, but the lessons remain. You trust yourself more. You react less. You listen better. You move with clarity. Accepting people doubt you before success is not about lowering expectations. It is about understanding reality. When you understand reality, you stop fighting it. You work with it. You build quietly. You grow steadily. And one day when doubt disappears, you will know it was never your enemy. It was part of the training. Number 3. Stop trusting encouragement without visible results. Encouragement feels good. It lifts the mood. It gives a short burst of energy. But encouragement without visible results can quietly mislead you if you are not careful. Human psychology responds strongly to words, especially positive ones. A few kind sentences can make you feel like progress is happening, even when nothing has changed. That is where the danger lives. People often confuse encouragement with evidence. Someone says you are doing great. Someone says keep going. Someone says they believe in you. Those words sound supportive, but words alone do not move your life forward. Results do. Skill does. Consistent action does. Encouragement should never replace proof. It should only support it. Most encouragement is emotional, not factual. It is based on intention, not outcome. People encourage because it feels polite. They encourage because they want to be positive. They encourage because it costs them nothing. But your future costs effort. It costs discipline. It costs time. Words do not pay that price. You do. When encouragement arrives too early, it can slow growth. It creates comfort before competence. It makes you feel ahead of where you are. That feeling can reduce urgency. Urgency is important early on. It keeps you moving when progress feels slow. False comfort can quietly remove that edge. Human beings like reassurance. We like being told we are on the right path. There is nothing wrong with that desire. The problem starts when reassurance becomes your measurement system. If you measure progress by how supported you feel instead of what you have produced, you lose clarity. Feelings fluctuate. Results do not lie. Encouragement often comes from people who have not done what you are trying to do. They may mean well, but their words are not grounded in experience. They cannot see the gaps in your skills. They cannot measure your execution. They only see effort. Effort matters, but effort without improvement has limits. Visible results create a different kind of encouragement. They create internal confidence. You trust yourself more when you see evidence of growth. That trust is stable. It does not depend on someone else showing up with kind words. It comes from knowing you can repeat the action that created progress. When you rely too much on encouragement, you may avoid honest evaluation. Real growth requires facing weaknesses. Encouragement can soften that truth. It can make you feel like you are doing enough when you are not. Results force honesty. They show you where you stand without emotion. People often encourage because they do not want conflict. Telling someone the truth can feel uncomfortable. Encouragement becomes a safe option, but safe words do not build strong lives. Honest feedback combined with self-discipline does. Another issue with encouragement is inconsistency. People encourage when they feel like it. They disappear when life gets busy. If your motivation depends on that support, your momentum will suffer. Results do not disappear when someone forgets to call. They remain. Learning to trust results instead of encouragement builds independence. Independence is critical for long-term success. You stop needing external fuel. You generate your own drive by tracking progress. You become responsible for your standards. Visible results also change the quality encouragement you receive. It becomes specific. It becomes grounded. Instead of vague praise, you hear detailed recognition. That kind of feedback is useful. It tells you what is working. It helps you improve further. Encouragement without results can also inflate ego. You may start identifying with potential instead of performance. Potential feels good, but it does not deliver outcomes. Performance requires humility. It requires admitting you are still learning. Results keep you humble. There is also a psychological trap where encouragement replaces accountability. When people cheer you on, they may stop asking hard questions. You may stop asking them yourself. Accountability keeps standards high. Results demand accountability. This does not mean encouragement has no place. It has value when paired with action. It matters when it supports effort that leads somewhere. It becomes colorful when it replaces measurement. Encouragement should be a supplement, not the foundation. Visible results create momentum. Momentum changes behavior. You show up differently when you see progress. You speak differently. You plan differently. Encouragement alone cannot create that shift. Only evidence can. Another important point is timing. Early encouragement can create pressure to maintain an image. You may feel the need to look successful before you are ready. This can lead to rushing. Rushing leads to mistakes. Quiet work focused on results avoids that trap. Results also protect you from manipulation. Some people encourage to feel involved. Some encourage to stay relevant in your life. When you trust results, you are less influenced by emotional dynamics. You stay focused on what matters. People who succeed long-term develop a habit of reviewing outcomes regularly. They ask what worked. They ask what did not. They adjust. Encouragement does not answer those questions. Results do. When you stop trusting encouragement without visible results, you so stop resenting people later. You do not feel betrayed when encouragement fades, because you were never depending on it. You were depending on your actions. There is strength in quiet confidence. That confidence grows from seeing yourself improve. It grows from keeping promises to yourself. It grows from finishing what you start. Encouragement cannot replace that experience. Visible results also sharpen judgment. You learn which actions matter. You see patterns. You become efficient. Encouragement without results keeps everything vague. Vague effort produces vague outcomes. When results become your focus, your conversations change. You talk less about plans and more about execution. You ask better questions. You listen differently. You value information over praise. Human psychology respects proof. Even your own mind does. When you see progress, your belief strengthens naturally. You do not need to convince yourself. Evidence does that work. Stopping trust in empty encouragement does not make you cold. It makes you clear. You appreciate support without leaning on it. You accept kind words without mistaking them for progress. This clarity saves time. It saves energy. It prevents emotional swings. You remain steady whether praised or ignored. That steadiness is rare. It is built through discipline and honest measurement. Encouragement fades. These accumulate. Over time, accumulated results create opportunities encouragement never could. Doors open. Conversations shift. choices expand. When you learn this lesson early, you avoid years of confusions. You stop chasing validation. You stop mistaking noise for movement. You work with intention. Results create respect. Respect changes relationships. Respect attracts real support. That support is different. It shows up when needed. It stays when things are hard. Encouragement without results feels good in the moment. Results without encouragement build something lasting. Choosing which one to trust is a decision that shapes your future. Trust the work. Trust the evidence. Let encouragement be a bonus, not a guide. Number 4, learn solitude builds strength before victory. Solitude is one of the most misunderstood parts of growth. Many people see being alone as a problem to fix instead of a phase to respect. They rush to fill quiet time with noise. They search for company to avoid discomfort. They assume strength comes from numbers. In reality, strength is often built when no one else is around. Before victory, there is separation, not because you dislike people, but because growth requires space. Space to think clearly. Space to make decisions without influence. Space to hear your own thoughts without interruption. Solitude removes outside voices and leaves you with yourself. That moment is uncomfortable for many because it exposes habits, beliefs, and fears you can usually ignore. Human beings are social by nature, but progress is personal. No one can do the inner work for you. No one can build your discipline. No one can develop your skills. Solitude forces responsibility. When there is no one to lean on you, learn how to stand. That is strength. In quiet moments, you discover how you react without support. Do you stay focused or drift? Do you stay committed or negotiate with excuses? Solitude answers these questions honestly. It shows you where your foundation is weak. That awareness is valuable because it gives you a chance to fix it before pressure arrives. Strength built in solitude is different from strength built in public. Public effort is often shaped by expectation. You act a certain way because someone is watching. Private effort is shaped by values. You act because it aligns with who you want to become. That alignment creates stability. Solitude teaches patience. There is no immediate feedback, no applause, no reassurance. Progress feels slower because there is nothing to distract you from time passing. This patience is necessary because real success takes longer than most people expect. Those who cannot handle solitude often quit early. Being alone also sharpens focus. Without constant conversation, your mind settles. You begin to notice details. You think deeper. You connect ideas. Many breakthroughs happen in quiet moments because the mind finally has room to work. Solitude also builds emotional strength. When things go wrong, there is no one to blame. When motivation drops, there is no one to rescue you. You learn to regulate your emotions instead of outsourcing that responsibility. This emotional control becomes critical later when stakes are high. Many people fear solitude because it feels like rejection. They confuse being alone with being unwanted. In truth, solitude during growth is not rejection. It is preparation. It is choosing long-term strength over short-term comfort. When you spend time alone, you also learn self-respect. You begin to value your time. You become selective with attention. You stop chasing connection for validation. You connect intentionally instead of desperately. This changes how others perceive you later. Solitude teaches self-reliance. You solve problems instead of waiting for advice. You test ideas instead of debating them endlessly. You develop judgment. That judgment becomes an internal compass when opinions conflict. There is also clarity that comes from solitude. Without constant input, you see your priorities clearly. You notice what actually matters. You realize how much time was spent on things that added no value. This clarity simplifies life. Solitude is where habits are built. No one cheers for daily routines. No one notices small improvements. But these small actions compound. Solitude gives you the environment to repeat them consistently, without distraction. Before victory, the world does not demand much from you. This is the best time to build yourself. Once Texas arrives, demands increase. Attention grows. Expectations rise. Solitude prepares you for that shift. It builds the inner structure needed to handle complexity. People who avoid solitude often seek constant input. They want opinions for every decision. They need reassurance for every step. This dependency becomes a weakness. Solitude breaks that pattern. It teaches trust in your own thinking. There is also creativity in solitude. Without noise, your mind explores freely. You consider possibilities. You experiment. Many original ideas come from time spent alone, because there is no pressure to conform. Solitude also reveals discipline gaps. When no one is watching, excuses feel louder. You notice where you avoid work. This awareness allows improvement. Without solitude, these patterns remain hidden. Some people mistake solitude for isolation. Isolation is forced and draining. Solitude is easing and strengthening. The difference is intention. When you choose solitude for growth, it energizes instead of weakens. Strength before victory is internal. It is confidence built on preparation. It is calm built on repetition. It is resilience built on facing discomfort alone. External success amplifies what already exists. Solitude ensures that what exists is solid. In all this, you also learn to sit with uncertainty. There are no answers yet, no guarantees. You continue anyway. This tolerance for uncertainty becomes one of your greatest assets. It allows you to move forward without complete clarity. Solitude teaches humility. You realize how much you still need to learn. Without comparison, you focus on improvement instead of image. This humility keeps you open to growth. Many people rush to share their journey. They document every step. They seek connection through exposure. Solitude asks you to hold your vision quietly. It strengthens belief because it is not constantly tested by reaction. Solitude also builds resilience. When setbacks happen, you process them privately. You recover without drama. You adjust without blame. This ability to self-correct quietly is powerful. Before victory, there is repetition. Repetition requires patience. Patience is easier in solitude. Because there are fewer distractions, you learn to enjoy the process itself. Solitude helps you define success personally. Without social pressure, you decide what winning means to you. This definition guides your choices. It keeps you from chasing goals that do not align. There is also peace in solitude. Not comfort, but peace. A calm acceptance of where you are and where you are going. This peace reduces anxiety. It allows steady effort. Strength built alone shows later. It shows in how you respond to pressure. It shows in how you handle praise. It shows in how you manage responsibility. People notice this stability even if they do not understand where it came from. Solitude is temporary, but its lessons are permanent. Once you develop inner strength, you carry it into every environment. You are not shaken easily. You are not pulled in every direction. Learning solitude builds strength before victory is about timing. It is about using the quiet phase wisely. It is about becoming ready before being visible. When victory arrives, those who skipped solitude often struggle. They are overwhelmed. They seek guidance constantly. They react emotionally. Those who embraced solitude move calmly. They are prepared. Solitude is not about pushing people away. It is about pulling your relationship with your own discipline and values. Strength before victory is silent. It does not announce itself. It shows up when needed. Solitude is where that strength is forged. When you understand this, you stop fearing quiet moments. You stop rushing to fill space. You use solitude as a tool. And when success comes, you will know it did not arrive by accident. It arrived because you were ready long before anyone noticed. Number 5. Work alone while others watch outcomes. There comes a stage in every serious journey where you realize something quietly but clearly. You are doing the work by yourself. While most people are only paying attention to what eventually shows up. This is not unfair. This is how people operate. Human attention is outcome-driven. Effort behind the scenes rarely attracts interest. Outcomes do. Working alone is not a sign that something is wrong. It is often proof that something important is happening. When the path is unclear and the results are not yet visible, the crowd stays away. People wait. They observe from a distance. They do not join the process. They wait for proof that the effort leads somewhere. This phase can feel strange. You are busy. Your days are full. Your mind is active. Yet from the outside, nothing appears to be happening. People assume you are idle because they cannot see progress. That disconnect can test your patience if you expect recognition too early. Working alone teaches you a powerful lesson about reality. Most people do not support effort. They support results. They do not celebrate preparation. They celebrate performance. Once you understand this, you stop expecting participation during the building phase. You stop feeling disappointed when others are absent. When you work alone, you make decisions faster. There are fewer opinions to manage. There is no need to compromise vision, to maintain agreement. You move with clarity, because you are responsible for every choice. This responsibility sharpens thinking. Alone work also removes comparison. When no one is beside you, there is no race. You move at your own pace. You improve based on standards, not pressure. This leads to deeper mastery instead of rushed output. People watching outcomes often underestimate the work required. They see the final result and assume it happened naturally. They do not see the repetitions. They do not see the mistakes. They do not see the adjustments. This is why working alone builds humility. You know the truth even if others do not. Working alone also reveals discipline gaps. Without external deadlines or supervision, your habits are exposed. You learn whether you can stay consistent without accountability. This skill is rare and valuable. There is also freedom in working alone. You can experiment quietly. You can fail without embarrassment. You can restart without explanation. This freedom encourages learning. Learning leads to competence. Competence produces outcome. People watching outcomes often offer opinions once results appear. They speak confidently after the fact. This can feel frustrating if you remember the quiet days. Working alone prepares you to handle this calmly. You are not surprised by human behavior because you have already accepted it. Alone work builds self-trust. You rely on your own judgment. You test ideas yourself. You stop outsourcing decisions. This self-trust becomes a foundation that supports future growth. There are moments during this phase when motivation dips. No one is checking in. No one is encouraging you daily. You must create structure. This structure becomes routine. Routine creates reliability. Reliability produces results. People watching outcomes often change their tone over time. Doubt becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes admiration. This shift happens naturally. When results speak, working alone allows you to reach that point without emotional exhaustion. Working alone does not mean isolation forever. It means separation during preparation. Once outcomes exist, collaboration becomes meaningful. People contribute value instead of opinion. Timing matters. When you accept that others watch outcomes, you stop trying to convince them early. You stop explaining your plans. You save energy. You invest that energy into execution. Execution changes everything. There is also clarity gained from alone work. Without constant conversation, your thoughts settle. You recognize what truly matters. You eliminate unnecessary tasks. Focus improves. People often feel tempted to seek visibility early. They want reassurance that effort matters. Working alone teaches patience. It teaches trust in process. It teaches long-term thinking. Alone work also strengthens resilience. When setbacks occur, there is no audience. You recover privately. You adjust quietly. This builds emotional control. Emotional control is critical when outcomes attract pressure later. People watching outcomes often assume confidence arrives after success. In truth, confidence grows during alone work. It develops as you solve problems independently. It strengthens as you overcome resistance without applause. Working alone helps you develop standards. You decide what quality means. You set expectations for yourself. These standards guide behavior even when external expectations change. There is also honesty in working alone. You cannot hide behind activity. You see clearly whether effort is productive. You measure progress realistically. This honesty prevents self-deception. People watching outcomes sometimes ask how success happens so quickly. They do not realize how long you worked unseen. Working alone prepares you for these questions. You answer calmly without needing validation. Working alone also filters relationships. Those who only appear after outcomes reveal their priorities. This awareness helps you choose future partnerships wisely. When you work alone, you build momentum internally. You feel progress even if others do. This internal momentum sustains effort. External momentum arrives later. There is a mental shift that happens when you accept this dynamic. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for support. You move because movement aligns with your values. People watching outcomes may never understand the discipline required. That understanding is not necessary. Results communicate what words cannot. Working alone requires courage. Not dramatic courage, but steady courage. The courage to continue without feedback. The courage to trust your direction. This courage compounds. Alone work also reduces distraction. There are fewer social obligations, less noise, more time for deep focus. Deep focus accelerates learning. When outcomes appear, the contrast is clear. People notice consistency. They notice improvement. They notice reliability. These qualities attract respect. Working alone before outcomes also prevents entitlement. You do not expect praise. You appreciate it when it comes, but you do not depend on it. People watching outcomes often want skip steps. They want shortcuts. Working alone teaches patience. It reinforces the value of process. There is also maturity developed during this phase. You learn to manage time. You learn to manage energy. You learn to manage expectations. Working alone creates alignment. Your actions match your goals. Your habits support your vision. This alignment feels grounded. When you accept that others watch outcomes, you release frustration. You stop personalizing silence. You understand it as normal behavior. This understanding frees mental space. You focus on improvement instead of interpretation. You build instead of explain. Working alone is not glamorous. It is repetitive. It is quiet. It is sometimes boring, but it is effective. People watching outcomes eventually notice patterns. They see consistency. They see reliability. They see results. At that point, conversations change. Opportunities appear. Support becomes real. Working alone prepared you for this moment. You are not overwhelmed. You are not rushed. You are ready. The truth is simple. Work is done alone. Outcomes are shared. Accepting this early saves years of confusion. When you embrace this reality, you stop chasing attention and start building substance. And substance always speaks louder than effort ever could. Number 6. Expect loyalty only after proving value. Loyalty is one of the most misunderstood expectations people carry early in their journey. Many expect loyalty before value is visible. They assume connection should come first and proof later. That belief creates disappointment because it ignores how humans decide where to invest trust. Loyalty is not automatic. It is earned through contribution, consistency, and reliability. People are loyal to what feels stable. Stability comes from value. Value is demonstrated, not declared. Before value is proven, people remain cautious. This caution is not betrayal. It is instinct. Human beings protect their time, energy, and reputation. They wait to see if your actions justify commitment. Expecting loyalty too early creates emotional strain. You watch who shows up. You notice who stays silent. You count support instead of progress. This focus drains energy that should be used to build skill and results. When you shift your expectation, you regain control. Proving value starts with responsibility. You take ownership of your role. You deliver consistently. You solve problems without being asked. These actions communicate reliability. Reliability builds trust. Trust invites loyalty. People often confuse familiarity with loyalty. Just because someone knows you does not mean they will stand with you during uncertainty. Loyalty grows when people see that aligning with you makes sense. That sense comes from competence and direction. Early in the journey, most people are still figuring things out. Their effort is inconsistent. Their confidence fluctuates. Expecting loyalty during this stage is unrealistic. Focus instead on becoming useful. Value makes loyalty logical. Value does not mean perfection. It means progress. It means showing improvement over time. It means learning from mistakes. People notice patterns more than moments. Consistent effort creates a pattern others can trust. When you prove value, you reduce risk for others. Supporting you feels safer. Associating with you feels reasonable. Loyalty follows reduced risk. This is not cold logic. It is human psychology. Expecting loyalty too early can also lead to resentment. You feel unsupported. You question relationships. This resentment distracts from growth. Accepting the sequence prevents bitterness. Proving value also strengthens self-respect. You stop asking who is loyal. You ask whether you are dependable. This shift empowers you. You focus inward instead of outward. People who prove value attract better loyalty. It is not based on sympathy. It is based on respect. Respect lasts longer. Sympathy fades quickly. There is also a difference between verbal support and real loyalty. Verbal support is easy. Loyalty requires action. Action appears when value is clear. People move when they see purpose. Expecting loyalty after proving value also sharpens judgment. You learn who aligns with effort, not words. You observe who contributes, not just compliments. This awareness protects you later. Value is proven in small moments, showing up on time, keeping promises, following through. These behaviors accumulate. People trust those who do what they say. Many people want loyalty as motivation. They want support to start. But loyalty works better as reinforcement. It strengthens momentum that already exists. When you expect loyalty only after proving value, you stop feeling entitled. Entitlement weakens character. Responsibility strengthens it. Proving value also builds confidence. You know what you bring. You do not depend on affirmation. This confidence is quiet, but strong. People respect those who add value without demanding recognition. That respect eventually turns into loyalty. Expecting loyalty early can also limit growth. You may avoid change to keep approval. When you focus on value, you make necessary decisions regardless of reaction. Value attracts alignment. People who see potential in your direction choose to stay. Others naturally drift away. This filtering is healthy. Loyalty built on value is resilient. It survives pressure. It holds during uncertainty. It adapts during change. When loyalty arrives after value, it feels solid. It is not fragile. It does not require constant reassurance. People who understand this sequence move calmly. They do not chase approval. They build capability. Value is also personal. It is not about impressing everyone. It is about being dependable where it matters. Expecting loyalty early often leads to compromise. You adjust behavior to please others. This dilutes value. Authentic effort produces stronger results. When you focus on proving value, you become consistent. Consistency builds reputation. Reputation attracts loyalty. People who prove value also handle loyalty better. They do not abuse it. They appreciate it. They protect it. Loyalty without value creates imbalance. It creates dependency. It creates pressure. Loyalty after value creates partnership. Proving value requires patience. It takes time for patterns to be visible. This patience builds maturity. People who rush loyalty often rush decisions. They attach emotionally before foundations exist. This leads to instability. Value gives others a reason to believe. Belief leads to commitment. Commitment becomes loyalty. Expecting loyalty after proving value also reduces disappointment. You stop personalizing absence. You understand timing. When loyalty arrives, you recognize it clearly. You see it in actions. You feel it in consistency. This understanding changes how you lead. You lead by example. You influence through results. People follow those who deliver. Loyalty is a response to leadership, not a requirement for it. When you stop demanding loyalty, you free others to choose it. Chosen loyalty is stronger than obligated loyalty. Proving value also builds internal standards. You expect more from yourself. This raises quality. People trust those with standards. Standards signal seriousness. Expecting loyalty after proving value is about realism. It aligns expectations with behavior. This realism prevents emotional swings. You remain steady regardless of reaction. Over time, value compounds. Loyalty deepens. Relationships strengthen. The order matters. Value first, loyalty later. When you accept this truth, you stop feeling hurt by human behavior. You work with, you build, you improve. You deliver, and loyalty follows naturally when the foundation is strong enough to hold. Number 7. Build results first, then earn respect. Respect is often treated like something owed at the start. But in real life, respect follows evidence. People may listen politely. They may nod, they may even smile. But deep respect does not arrive because of intention or desire. It arrives when results stand in front of them. This is not harsh. This is how trust is formed in the human mind. Many people want respect while they are still preparing. They want to be taken seriously before they have built anything solid. This creates frustration because the world does not respond to effort the same way it responds to outcomes. Effort is invisible to most people. Outcomes are clear. Outcomes remove doubt. Building results first keeps you grounded. It shifts your attention away from image and towards substance. Instead of asking how you are perceived, you ask what you are producing. This question leads to growth. Image fades quickly. Substance lasts. Respect based on words is fragile. It disappears under pressure. Respect based on results holds steady. When people see proof, they do not need explanations. They trust what they can observe. This trust becomes respect. Early respect is often borrowed. It comes from association, or confidence, or presentation. Borrowed respect creates pressure because you feel the need to maintain an image. Earned respect creates stability because it rests on fact. Building results first also protects you from arrogance. You learn humility through effort. You understand the complexity behind success. This humility shows in how you speak and act. People notice this grounded behavior. Results create clarity. They show what works. They reveal strengths and weaknesses. This clarity allows you to improve intelligently. Respect grows when people see continuous improvement. Many misunderstand respect as popularity. Popularity is attention. Respect is recognition of value. Attention can be loud and empty. Respect is quiet and meaningful. When you focus on results, you stop arguing for credibility. You let your work speak. This silence carries weight. People trust those who do not need to convince. Building results first also builds confidence that does not depend on reaction. You know what you have done. You know what you can repeat. This internal confidence changes your presence. Respect earned through results feels different. It does not inflate you. It steadies you. You are less reactive. You listen more. You choose words carefully. People often test before they respect. They watch consistency. They observe responses to difficulty. Results show how you handle challenge. Respect follows composure. Results also filter feedback. When you have proof, you can evaluate advice properly. You know what aligns with reality. This discernment strengthens leadership. Respect that arrives after results often comes quietly. It shows in opportunities. It shows in trust. It shows in responsibility being offered. Those who chase respect early often overtalk. They explain too much. They justify decisions. Building results reduces this noise. Respect earned slowly lasts longer. It is reinforced over time. It does not disappear with one mistake. It is based on a pattern, not a moment. Results also change how people treat your time. They become more mindful. They show up prepared. This shift reflects respect. Building results first requires patience. It means accepting that recognition comes later. This patience strengthens character. People respect those who persist without applause. Persistence signals belief. Belief backed by action earns respect. Results create leverage. They give your voice weight. They allow you to influence without force. Respect earned through results does not require constant maintenance. You do not have to perform daily to be believed. The foundation is already set. Building results also teaches accountability. You own outcomes. You correct mistakes. This responsibility earns respect from others and yourself. Self-respect grows alongside results. You trust your ability to follow through. This self-respect shows in posture and tone. Respect that follows results invites collaboration. People want to be part of something proven. Those who build results first rarely feel entitled. Entitlement weakens relationships. Contribution strengthens them. Results provide a shared reference point. Conversations become practical. Decisions become easy. Respect built on results allows disagreement without conflict. People trust your intent. Building results first also protects you from disappointment. You do not expect recognition prematurely. You focus on progress. People often ask when respect arrives. It arrives when doubt leaves. Results remove doubt. Respect is not demanded. It is given. Results invite it. When you build results first, you align with reality. Reality responds honestly. This approach simplifies life. Less talk, more work, clear outcomes. Respect earned this way feels earned. It carries dignity. Those who understand this sequence move differently. They build quietly. They wait patiently. Results speak clearly. Respect listens. When respect arrives after results, it feels natural. It fits. It stays. Build first. Earn later. This order works, and when respect comes, you will know it rests on something solid because you built it that way. Number 8. Trust actions more than friendly words. Friendly words are easy to offer. They cost little. They sound good. They feel supportive. But words alone do not carry weight unless they are backed by action. Human psychology responds more truthfully to behavior than to language. People may say many things, but what they do reveals what they value. Early on, many people confuse kindness with commitment. Someone speaks positively. Someone agrees with your plans. Someone offers encouragement. These moments feel reassuring, but they do not guarantee follow-through. Trusting words without watching behavior can lead to confusion and disappointment. Actions require effort. They require time. They require consistency. Words can appear quickly and disappear just as fast. When you learn to observe behavior instead of listening only to speech, you see reality clearly. Friendly words often come from comfort. People want to maintain harmony. They avoid conflict. They choose pleasant language even when their actions show indifference. This gap is not always intentional. Many are unaware of it. But awareness on your side matters. Trusting actions keeps expectations realistic. You stop assuming alignment based on tone. You watch patterns instead. Patterns show reliability. Reliability builds trust. Words are influenced by mood. Actions are shaped by priority. A person may speak warmly but never show up when effort is required. Another may speak less but act consistently. The second builds real trust. When you rely on words, you may delay decisions. You wait for reassurance. You hesitate to move forward. When you trust actions, you respond fast. You adjust based on evidence. Trusting actions also protects your energy. You stop investing emotionally where effort is absent. You focus on those who demonstrate care through presence and consistency. Friendly words can sometimes hide avoid. Someone may encourage you while avoiding involvement. Observing action clarifies intention. Actions reveal timing. Who shows up when it is inconvenient? Who stays engaged when progress slows? These moments define commitment. Trusting actions does not mean dismissing words completely. Words matter when they align with behavior. Alignment builds credibility. Many people struggle because they hold on to promises that were never supported by action. Letting go of words without proof frees mental space. Actions also show respect, time spent, effort offered, reliability demonstrated. These signals are stronger than compliments. Trusting actions helps you choose partners wisely. You align with those who invest. This alignment strengthens outcomes. When you focus on behavior, you reduce emotional swing. You stop feeling lifted by praise and crushed by silence. You remain steady. Words can change. Behavior reveals character. Character determines long-term interaction. Trusting actions also builds self-discipline. You evaluate your own behavior honestly. You hold yourself to stand. This approach simplifies relationships. You know where you stand. You respond appropriately. Friendly words can feel comforting during uncertainty. Actions provide stability. Trusting actions over words creates clarity. Clarity. As stress. People who act consistently earn trust naturally. They do not need to convince. When words and actions conflict, believe the action. This understanding prevents false hope. It encourages grounded decisions. Trusting actions also teaches patience. You wait for proof. You allow time to reveal truth. In the long run, actions shape outcome. Words fade. Choose to watch what people do when effort is required. Let behavior guide belief. This mindset builds resilience. It keeps you focused on reality. Trust actions more than friendly words and your judgment becomes strong. You move with confidence because your expectations are aligned with evidence. This clarity supports growth. It strengthens boundaries. When actions align, trust grows naturally. When they do not, you adjust without resentment. That is wisdom built through observation, and that wisdom protects your progress. Number 9. Understand silence. Protects focus during growth. Silence is often misunderstood as absence. But during growth, silence serves a purpose that noise never can. When you are building something new, your focus becomes fragile. It does not need protection through force. It needs protection through simplicity. Silence creates that space. It removes unnecessary input and allows your mind to settle into the work that matters. Growth demands attention. Attention is limited. Every conversation, every opinion, every explanation pulls at that attention. When you speak too much during early stages, you divide your focus. Silence gathers it back. It keeps your energy centered on improvement instead of reaction. Most people talk before they are ready. They share ideas before they are formed. They explain plans before they understand them fully. This creates pressure. Once words are out, expectations follow. Expectations add weight. Silence removes that weight and allows progress to move freely. Silence protects focus because it reduces distraction. Distract is not always loud. Sometimes it comes through questions, sometimes through advice, sometimes through concern. All of it requires response. Response pulls attention away from execution. When you stay silent, you avoid defending your direction. Defense consumes mental energy. Growth requires that energy. Silence keeps you in creation mode instead of justification mode. During growth, your thoughts need time to mature. Constant talking interrupts this process. Silence gives your mind room to connect ideas. It allows reflection. Reflection leads to clarity. Clarity strengthens decision-making. Silence also reduces emotional noise. Feedback during growth is often mixed. Some encourage, some doubt, some confuse. Silence limits exposure to this emotional variation. Emotional stability supports consistency. Focus improves when you are not constantly reacting. Silence allows you to act intentionally. You move based on purpose instead of response. Many underestimate how much attention explanation requires. Explaining plans feels productive, but rarely is. Execution produces change. Silence redirects effort from talking to doing. Silence also protects you from premature judgment. People judge what they can see. Early work often looks incomplete. Silence keeps unfinished work private until it is ready. Focus thrives in privacy. When no one is watching, you can experiment freely. You can adjust without embarrassment. This freedom accelerates learning. Silence helps you hear your own standards. Without outside input, you decide what quality means. This internal alignment strengthens discipline. Growth is often uneven. Some days bring progress, others bring struggle. Silence prevents over-interpretation of these fluctuations. You stay steady. Silence also builds patience. You resist the urge to announce progress prematurely. You allow results to develop fully. Focus requires boundaries. Silence is a boundary. It signals that attention is reserved for work. When you speak less, you listen more. Listening improves understanding. Understanding improves strategy. Silence reduces the need to perform. Performance drains energy. Authentic effort builds strength. Growth often feels slow. Silence prevents comparison. Comparison weakens focus. You stay aligned with your pace. Silence also protects confidence. Confidence during growth is delicate. Exposure to it can weaken it. Silence shields belief until it strengthens. Focus benefits from routine. Silence supports routine by limiting interruption. Many opportunities are lost because focus was scattered. Silence concentrates effort. Silence also teaches restraint. You learn when to speak and when to act. This judgment becomes valuable later. During growth, your vision evolves. Silence allows this evolution without pressure. Focus improves when your environment is calm. Silence creates calm. Silence also reduces obligation. When you speak, you invite response. Response creates obligation. Silence keeps you free. Growth requires repetition. Repetition needs focus. Silence supports repetition. Silence allows mistakes to be processed privately. This builds resilience. Focus deepens when you remove the need for validation. Silence also strengthens observation. You notice patterns. You see what works. Growth phases are temporary. Silence helps you use them wisely. Focus is easier when your goals are not constantly discussed. Silence also limits interference. Not everyone needs access to your process. During growth, your energy should be invested, not explained. Silence keeps attention on improvement. Focus sharpens when distractions fade. Silence reduces mental clutter. Growth requires commitment. Silence reinforces commitment. Focus is protected when noise is minimized. Silence allows momentum to build uninterrupted. Growth becomes clearer when attention is undivided. Silence supports progress. And when growth reaches a point where results speak clearly, silence has done its job. Number 10. Win privately, then friendships suddenly appear. Winning privately changes how the world responds to you in ways most people are not prepared for. Before results appear, your path feels quiet and narrow. Conversations are limited. Invitations slow down. Messages are rare. Then success arrives, and suddenly the environment feels different. People notice. People reach out. People reconnect. This shift can feel confusing if you do not understand human behavior. When you win privately, you build without noise. You grow without an audience. Your habits form without pressure. This private phase shapes your character. It teaches you how to move without approval. It teaches you how to manage time alone. It teaches you how to stay steady when no one is paying attention. Friendships often appear after success because success reduces uncertainty. People are drawn to stability. They feel comfortable around proven direction. When results show up, the risk of association feels lower. This does not mean people were pretending before. It means they were unsure. Winning privately protects you from entitlement. You do not expect attention. When it arrives, you are not surprised, but you are not dependent. You understand that connection often follows visibility. Before winning, conversations feel forced. You may feel like you are reaching out more than others. After winning, conversations feel easier. People initiate. They show interest. This contrast reveals an important truth. Attention follows momentum. Winning privately also builds discernment. You remember the quiet day. You remember who showed interest in you as a person and who appeared only after outcomes. This memory shapes how you respond. Friendships that appear after success are not automatically false. Some people simply respond to clarity. They align with direction. The key is awareness, not bitterness. Private wins build internal confidence. When others arrive later, you are grounded. You do not rush to please. You do not change your values to maintain connection. Winning privately also protects emotional health. You are not managing relationships during the most fragile phase. You build strength first, then you engage. When friendships appear suddenly, you notice a change in tone. Questions replace advice. Interest replaces doubt. This is a natural shift. People adjust their behavior to new information. Winning privately also teaches patience. You allow life to unfold without forcing social validation. This patience builds maturity. Friendships after success often come with opportunity. People see value. They see potential collaboration. You evaluate carefully because your foundation is solid. Private success filters connection. Those who arrive later are evaluated by behavior, not excitement. You watch consistency. Winning privately reduces resentment. You are not holding emotional debt. You did not depend on support that was not there. Friendships after success feel different when you earn success alone. You are not seeking rescue. You are choosing connection. Winning privately also replaces identity. You know who you are without applause. When attention increases, it does not distort self-image. People often underestimate how lonely early growth feels. Winning privately turns that loneliness into strength. Friendships that appear after success often reflect alignment, not loyalty. Understanding this keeps expectations healthy. Winning privately allows you to meet people as an equal, not a seeker. When success arrives quietly, it's clearly. People respond to clarity. Friendships after success often feel sudden because they were waiting for proof. Winning privately teaches you to observe without judgment. You understand timing. Private wins also reduce neediness. You are comfortable alone. This comfort makes connection healthy. Friendships that appear later are chosen, not clung to. Winning privately builds self-respect. Self-respect changes how others interact with you. When you win privately, you control the narrative by your behavior, not your words. Friendships after success are easier to manage because you are not overwhelmed by doubt. Winning privately also teaches gratitude. You appreciate genuine connection. People appear when success removes uncertainty. Winning privately keeps you from oversharing. You protect your inner world. Friendships after success can be meaningful if approached with clarity. Private wins teach boundaries. Boundaries protect energy. Winning privately also keeps ambition clean. You are not chasing attention. Friendships after success are a reflection of momentum. Winning privately allows you to choose calm over excitement. When success arrives quietly, you are prepared for attention. Friendships that appear are evaluated with wisdom. Winning privately builds emotional stability. Friendships after success feel less overwhelming. Winning privately keeps your standards intact. Friendships that appear later are not rushed. Winning privately means you know your value. Friendships after success respond to that value. Winning privately turns solitude into strength. Friendships that appear become choices, not needs. Winning privately prepares you for social change. Friendships after success reveal human nature. Winning privately allows you to stay grounded. Friendships that appear can add value if aligned. Winning privately keeps your focus strong. Friendships after success are managed calmly. Winning privately teaches timing. Friendships appear when timing is right. Winning privately builds peace. Friendships after success fit into that peace. Winning privately changes everything quietly. And when friendships suddenly appear, you understand why they came when they did. Because you were ready when they arrived.